Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
You're listening to Where You Live with Gene Sullivan.
Welcome back. This is Where You Live. I'm Gene Sullivan, broadcasting from the True North Painting Studios. The show's brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Kim Bennett Agency, and Extreme Exteriors. You can count on Extreme Exteriors for expert installation of exterior siding, roofing soffits, fascia decks, windows, and more. With their knowledge and experience, they can design the perfect solution to make your home beautiful and energy efficient, saving you maintenance and money for years to come. Give them a call at 763-441-1334 and tell them Gene sent you. It's time now to hear from the Community Associations Institute. The CAI Minute is brought to you by New Concepts Rental Management. Whether you're an accidental landlord or a seasoned investor, New Concepts Rental Management can advise and guide you through every aspect of the business. Give us a call at 952-922-2500.
Are you a member of the Community Associations Institute? For nearly 40 years, CAI has provided education and resources to volunteer homeowners who govern community associations and the professionals who support them. Visit caionline.org to learn more. That address again is caionline.org. CAI helps community association board members by providing online resources, in-person training, and hard copy publications written by association management experts. CAI offers community managers professional development, networking opportunities, and a certification program that's established as the industry standard nationwide. Minnesota has its own chapter of the Community Associations Institute to bring resources and tools from community associations around the country right to your home. Visit CAIMN.com to learn more and become a member of CAI today. Your community and management company will benefit from your involvement. Join the Community Associations Institute today at CAIMN.com and click on Membership.
In the studio with me today is attorney Nigel Mendez with Carlson and Associates. We're talking about, if you're just joining us, this federal lawsuit against a Minnetonka condominium association over the ban of playing in the grass. And if you're just joining us, a woman apparently got legal custody of her great-grandchildren. After they started to live with her, there were concerns about some of the behavior of the kids. Rule was written to try and address some of the concerns that homeowners had, and now it has led to a possible lawsuit here with the claim that discrimination may have taken place. Doesn't it seem, Nigel, that the crux of this issue could be in why it's considered discriminatory in this particular case is because the association came up with a new and different law after the kids came in, so it seemed like it was targeted.
I think that's a big issue here. They had one rule in place already, it sounds like, which was the no children in the hallway rule. And that didn't seem to be violated when the kids first moved in. It sounds like from the facts, they were playing outside and making a lot of noise, as kids sometimes do when they're playing outside on a nice day, and maybe some windows are open and the neighbors hear this and there's a lot of noise and they're not used to that, and the association gets together, and about a month later they pass a new rule that says you can't play outside.
Okay. I wonder, the news story did seem to cover a little bit more, and I want to talk and touch a little bit about the behavior of the children, what they said was going on here. It was stated that some of the concerns were that there was a lot of yelling and screaming. They're not talking about just laughing and playing or a little bit of boisterous play, but they're talking about yelling and screaming and also crying as well. Obviously, if we're talking about screaming and yelling and crying, there could be that could connote behavior that is really not wanted or desired.
Sure, and obviously I wasn't there. I don't know exactly what they're referring to. That yelling, screaming, or crying is in a letter from the association to the unit owner saying, the noise of your children, especially if they are yelling, screaming, or crying, could be bothersome to other people. Who knows what was going on there? But yeah, the initial question is, it does seem odd and probably a big part of the case in that the rule seems to be targeting them directly.
Now, before this became a rule with the association, it looks like the association reached out and said, hey, we've got a concern about some of the behavior. And it sounds like the association was trying to offer some other solutions. And let's face it, a board of directors in any association they've got a fine line to walk, because they've got to think about trying to balance the needs, the wishes, and desires of the majority in their neighborhood, right?
Correct. And just to clarify, I think it's fairly common that a rule is enacted after a problem occurs. You don't realize you need a rule until something happens.
Well, yes, thank you. I'm glad you brought that up because if the idea here with HUD is that, well, they are enacting a rule and it's just targeting, I guess I would say, or my first response to that would be, well, every rule, every law at the state legislature is because a problem has been identified and now you try to solve it. You don't try to, I don't think there's any way that you can preemptively try to come up with the exhaustive list of all laws and rules that should be in place before anything ever goes wrong.
Correct.
So we talk about an association that's trying to weigh those ideas, and it seems like the association made an offer, and the offer that they first made, and they said, just across the street are a couple of schools and a lot of areas to play. Why don't you have your kids play over there? But that wasn't accepted or seen as a friendly offer, was it?
It doesn't sound like it, but again, without knowing all the facts, it does sound, and I've been down in this area before, and it is a bigger road that they'd have to cross to get over to the playgrounds. And I believe the children were under the age of 9, and it sounds like they were playing unsupervised outside. I have small children, and I would not want to send them across a busy road to another playground if I wasn't going with them. But if they're playing right outside my window, I'd probably feel a little more comfortable, and maybe that was part of it.
If they were playing outside of her window, but it sounds like that may not have been the case. They may have been playing around the property in other areas, and if they were, then that would, to me, bring up another question that's worth noting, and that is, if we're talking about small children, why would you let them go unsupervised? Because if my kids are under a certain age, I'm not going to say, just do whatever you want to do and come back by lunchtime or come back for dinner.
Sure.
So there's some other things that I think probably could have been, I think were being offered, and I'm wondering if the person in this particular case was saying, you know what, I'm being offended just at the at your asking for me to do something else.
Right.
When we talk about the rights of individuals and impinging on someone's freedom, people don't have unlimited freedom. When you live in a society, in a neighborhood, in a city, there are certain things you have. For example, I've got the rights to wave my arms around, but it stops before I hit your nose. Mm-hmm. And so I think that's the association was trying to address something here. Now, you said that you thought that they were under the ages of 9. I thought it said that they were 9 and 11. So I thought they were maybe a little bit.
Maybe I misread that. I believe in the suit it says they're currently 9 and 11, but this is a couple of years ago that the actions took place.
Okay, so then we're talking. So then we're talking about 7
and 9. I believe
7 and 9. Okay, all right. Let's talk for a moment where we've talked about. You said the association should have the ability to set the rules and regulations for behavior in their community of what people want to accept as the standard. What's the right way of going about doing that?
Well, I think the their second rule, the one that you can't play outside, I think probably was enacted properly. There was one fault. If we're believing what's in the complaint is true, it sounds like they did not tell anybody after they enacted the rule. The board gets together at the board meeting, as you're aware and your listeners know. You get together at a board meeting, you pass a new rule. It becomes effective when you notify people about the rule, and you have an obligation to notify everybody about the rule so everyone's aware of it and everyone can follow the same rules. It sounds like they only sent it out in a violation letter saying, oh, just so you know, we enacted this rule as well, so don't do this either, and admitted that they hadn't told other people about it yet.
Did the association say that they admitted not telling other people?
It says in their letter, I'm not sure I'm going to find it right now. It seemed the impression I had from reading the suit, again, if we're believing that's what it said, was that it wasn't, widely disseminated to everybody that this new rule, what it was. Because actually the first time it sounds like the homeowner was told about it was in a violation letter for noise in the hallway saying, and also we've enacted this new rule a month or so ago.
Okay. I don't know if I don't, you're right. There's a lot we don't know about the situation, but I don't know if I got that same sense myself. It, to me, sounded like there could have been, the rule was enacted, a new one concerning behavior outside in the common area for the homeowner association. And, I don't know that it says that it was only just shared with this person, and again, it brings the management company in on this case because they said they felt that they were delinquent because they failed to adequately distribute the rules about the children's activities to residents. And I'd like to discuss that a little bit further, but we need to take another break right now, so let's do that. Folks, we're talking to, again, attorney Nigel Mendez with Carlson and Associates. We're talking about this issue with the Fed suing a Minnetonka Condo Association over the ban on playing outside in the grass. We got to take a break right now. Don't go away. A lot more after these messages.